Shaxi, an idyllic valley at the foot of the Himalayas, far removed from the rapid development that eastern China and many large cities have undergone in recent years. The population of Shaxi Valley is about 22,000. Most of the people are ethnic Bai, a minority group with a distinct language and culture whose roots can be traced back to the 8th century. Agriculture is the predominant source of livelihood for residents, many of whom exist near the poverty line on an average annual income estimated at $120. The lack of regional development, however, has also functioned as a safeguard, ensuring that the valley's natural and cultural heritage has remained largely intact. Located in the center of Shaxi Valley, the village of Xideng is the only remaining way station along the tea and horse caravan trail, a centuries-old trade route once used to transport tea from Yunnan to exchange for horses from Tibet. The Shaxi Valley served as a pivotal stopover for the caravans before embarking on their trek into the upper reaches of the Himalayan mountain range. The trade route declined until the 1950s, when it ceased to function, but older valley residents can still vividly recall the caravans, and many a village elder was once a trader himself. The market square and the historic heart of the village are architectural witnesses to a long-standing tradition in trade. The open-air theatre, guest house, shops and temple grounds collectively served as a trading post and centre of religious observance for both Shaxi Valley residents and wayfaring merchants. In recent years, change has become more apparent throughout Shaxi Valley. A growing economy threatens the integral cultural landscape and historic architecture. Preliminary estimates predict a population increase of up to 70% over the next 2 decades. This suggests that construction will be widespread in the Shaxi Valley over the coming years. Agriculture is presently one of a few sources of income. Due to economic hardship, forests and natural resources needed to prevent soil erosion are being stripped and exploited. The region is not prepared for imminent change. Coherent plans guiding future development do not exist. Shaxi Valley is imperiled by changes that could irreversibly transform the face of the valley over the coming years. Destruction threatens culturally significant historic architecture as well as traditional residences. Money for restoration is lacking. Uncontrolled new construction could obliterate existing structures in a short time. In 2001, Jacques Feiner and Mi Shiwen, 2 urban planners from Switzerland, traveled through the Shaxi Valley. They are part of an urban planning research project in Kunming, the provincial capital of Yunnan, for the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology, Zurich. After hearing of this collaboration, local Shaxi Valley government officials invited the 2 researchers to visit and share their experiences.
When we first saw the Shaxi Valley from far above, we were impressed by its idyllic beauty. And this actually made us to have a close look at it. When we came to the central village, local people showed us the historic market square. And we were very impressed by the built heritage around it. And so we decided to do something for it. And we submitted it to the list of the 100 most endangered World Heritage Sites of the World Monument Fund.
The World Monuments Fund reacted immediately and listed Shaxi as one of the world's most endangered monuments in the same month. The listing then prompted local government officials and the Swiss researchers to collaborate in creating a project team.
Once Shaxi had been added to the list of the world's most endangered sites, the valley rose to immediate fame. That is why we decided to implement a project for the preservation and sustainable development of the Shaxi Valley. Both the Swiss and the Chinese parties were able to raise funds, and within a short space of time we had sufficient resources to start the project. We created a steering group consisting of Chinese and Swiss experts, which is responsible for determining our objectives.
Shaxi Rehabilitation Project is comprised of 6 complementary modules. The goal of Module 1 is to restore the historic architecture of the traditional caravan stop and revitalize the market square. Module 2 aims to work out a preservation and development plan for Xidang village. Module 3 seeks to build sustainable tourism, integrating the cultural landscape, structural landmarks and other villages into a comprehensive management plan. Module 4 aims to improve sewage treatment and waste management. Module 5 seeks to strengthen economic opportunities for impoverished residents, for example, with ecotourism and organic farming. Module 6 serves to share experiences and knowledge with other regions and initiatives in China as a way to support their efforts. The steering committee decided to undertake restoration of the market square and historic village center first. However, Xidang village was not to be turned into a museum. Instead, as a prerequisite to filling the old squares, lanes, residences and shops with life again, sanitation facilities, electrical wiring and streets had to be upgraded to meet current standards. The project team needed to be clear about the state of the existing structures in order to formulate a concept for restoration. The team inventoried all of the buildings in the historic part of the village. Buildings were scientifically analyzed and a professional restoration plan was devised. In conjunction with residents, specialists also created a corresponding concept for future application to individual houses. The local government purchased selected buildings of particular interest for public use, for instance to create a museum about the tea and horse caravan trail. Once the project team agreed on a collective restoration strategy, local craftsmen were contracted to carry out restoration work.
I think this project has several interesting elements. First of all, the restoration is carried out using scientific methods, and our work is thoroughly documented so that it may be of use to other projects in China. Secondly, we have excellent craftsmen available here. There are many other places where restoration using original techniques are no longer possible because no one knows how to do the specific work. In the Shaxi Valley, however, there are many small companies which know how to carry out the intricate woodwork or traditional clay building and who are used to doing a very thorough job. Thirdly, we carried out various test restorations to give an example of how the different jobs should be done. In particular, we make sure that as many parts of the buildings as possible are reused and that only those parts are replaced which are beyond repair. Fourthly, the project is very much based on a good working relationship with the inhabitants of the houses and of the entire town. They follow the work with great interest, and we are always talking to people. The doors of our project office at the town center are always open.
The Shaxi Rehabilitation Project is not just about historic preservation, it also includes modernizing the urban infrastructure. Sewage treatment and the toilets, which are in a catastrophic state in some areas, must be urgently addressed.